Alright, for now, the last part of this series, the choosing the experts ones. Ones that I feel are the more experienced ones and you really should not own as a beginner one. So, let's get started. So, if you want to go for arboreals, it's mainly all the old worlds I recommend, you know, like the Hedescadra maculata, the Togo Starburst baboon, right here, that's Dementia, really hard to see. They get up to having a 5.5-inch leg span. You can get this one here, the Stromatopelma calceatum, the feather-leg baboon. Excuse me. Which I think is probably the most defensive one and the most potent. She's over there. That's Xena the warrior princess, as I call her. Pretty name for one. And then, if you want to go for more arboreals, you can go for the Lampropelma valiciopes, the Singapore blue. Mine's unsexed. She's right over there. You really can't see the legs very much. And you can go for Shoidi, the Malaysian earth tiger. Can't see my specimen very well. And the last one is probably could recommend these as intermediates / experts, the Pokies. Like this awesome P. regalis in the background, that's Pandora, my 6-7-inch female. Regalis is actually the cheapest one of the Pokies. These run out to having, what, $25, $30 for a good size spiraling about that big. It really depends on your price ranges. Here in Canada, they sell for a lot more expensive than the US or the UK. UK, you probably can get an adult for really cheap. But the most expensive ones here for Pokies are, you know, like the Metallica, which is right over here. P. Metallica, the P. Fuscas, like the Highland, the Lowland. The Highland is the more expensive. The Lowland is the more expensive one. The Highland is the cheapest one. And it looks like she molted. Sweet. Let's check her out. Yep, she did. And you can probably tell from the gold colors. These are probably one of my most favorite tarantulas of all time, next to B. Smithy. Yeah, she's pretty big, around 2 inches. And the most expensive and the most rare Pokie up to date right now is the Pocothera smithy, the yellow-backed ornamental. This one I paid about $170, but very rare in Canada, so I'm pretty lucky to own one. Now for terrestrials, keep in mind you probably may not like most of them because these are famous obligate burrowers. So you can go for the Planobius muticus, the king baboon. Right over here. As you can see, they never like to go on top of the surface. They always go underground. You can go for, you know, the OBT. It's a good buy. You can go for these ones right here. These are Haplopelma lividum, cobalt blue. A lot of people like these species because of their blue legs, but these are really not recommended for the first-time owner because of their highly defensive nature and very fast speed, and also because they really have potent venom, so you really got to watch out for these species. And here's another one. As you can see, this one's not out. See what else here I can recommend. Your Pokies, again, don't really have much of ones I can recommend. You can go for the Australian species like the Selenotypus species Glonelva, because they are fairly potent in venom and they're fast and aggressive, as most are typical. The Chilobrachy species, if you're interested in more terrestrials that don't always burrow that much, you can go for a Fimbriatus. This is the largest one. One of the most unique ones. These have purple legs. Very cool. Or I can go for one of the rare ones, like a Penang. And let's see what else. Iguana sinensis is also a nice choice. It's good up to having a 6-inch leg span. She's around 2.5 inches. And if you want to go for New Worlds, like I mentioned in my intermediate video, like the Megaphobema Vilvatsotoma, the Mesmomelas, because they need really cool conditions and they're really hard to keep. And and then also most notably the Zenithus species, like the Colombian lesserback, like the Amanus, and Theraphosis species, like the Blondie, Apophysis, and Burgundy one, Spiny Beeps. Why? Because blondies really need insane humidity. They need at least 85% humidity to at least survive. Most of these videos I've seen from tea blondies eating mice, kind of dangerous because you really don't want to feed mice to your trees. And most of them I've seen from their substrates, they're way too dry. You really need to keep this species really humid. And if you want them to survive well and not suffer from molting complications. So that's why I consider them to be the more experienced ones, because they're a lot more harder to care for than like the typical bird eaters like the LP and the Elderfacilis, which I recommend as intermediate. Also forgot to mention, like if you want to go for Holophil, the Incy, those are great intermediates. Very highly communal. But other than that, I think that covers most of the teas here. And hope you enjoyed it, and good buying, and thanks for watching my videos. I just love it when people tell me that I'm an inspiration to them, and because of me they're buying their first tarantulas. That's just so awesome to hear. Alright guys, so hope all these 3 videos will help you guys in choosing the right tea, and hope you enjoyed it. Alright guys, see you later.